Hi friends. So today I kind of got some time to discuss something that has been there for a while, and this is not for I would say only IT professionals or advanced computer users, but I would say this is for uh, almost all of us who uses laptop for our day-to-day work for various kinds of documents or emails or browser related operations, and as well as also for the IT professionals who uses computer for some of the advanced tasks like say programming, you can say running a database server, or on any kind of data visualization, data science, data mining kind of problems. So all of these, for the IT professionals, Linux is a very choiceable operating system. There are many distributions among those. Some of the very popular among those nowadays is Ubuntu, of course. It's becoming more and more popular these days. Along with that, there are some flavors of other Debian distributions like Mint is there for hacking and all other these things. Kali Linux is there, and then there are some good old distributions which are there for quite a while. And today I'm going to discuss one of those, that is Fedora. And Windows is of course it's there for some decades, and it's been improving day and day. But I kind of really don't remember the last time I have used Windows for my day-to-day work. Maybe as a developer, maybe just as a pastime or anything like that. So being a Linux lover, I can say to all of my friends that this is an operating system which nowadays is almost competing with all the capabilities that Windows have, from the user perspective, the easiness in the user interface, the user friendliness that is there in modern days Linux distributions as well. And along with that, there are more and more packages, more and more apps, in layman's term, I should say, are getting built for different kind of operations. And moreover, uh, these are free. You don't have to pay for any kind of license or anything, so you can do as good as what you can do in Windows. And Linux generally is a little bit resource friendly, I should say. And of course, the application which generally runs on Windows in a very high level, I can say those will perform a little bit better on Linux. And let's just explore my desktop at the moment. I don't have Windows in my machine. I have only one operating system at the moment. This is my laptop that I have purchased maybe a couple of months back, and this is an AMD machine, right? So, and I have flavored Fedora 29 to Fedora 31. This is the latest one. I have tweaked it in a manner that it almost looks like Apple OS, kind of a fancy thing. It's not needed for everyone, but yeah, it's kind of, I like that icon sets and all those things, so I have done that. So as you can see, this is my desktop that I am currently in, and these are the launcher. These are the panel, the dock that you will be seeing in macOS as well, similar to the taskbar that you have in Windows. This is the launcher icon, and you can see this is pretty much user friendly, pretty much fast, responsive. The animations and everything works pretty good over here. And I can say that there are a bunch of applications already available for your day-to-day usage. For instance, there is the calendar, which you can of course sync with your Gmail or any Microsoft or any kind of email that you already have. The contact lists, the file browser is already there. There's something interesting called as boxes, where it can prepare a virtual machine for you. Inside Fedora, of course, there are a bunch of options already available. I'm not going to create one of those, but yeah, you can of course select any of those distributions that is already being listed. You can download a number of things. There is Ubuntu 19 is available, SUSE, the code Debian, and there are many more. You can of course install Android as well in your desktop if you want to test some Android application or anything kind of those things. So these are there already, so that you can install it inside your virtual box, and you can go uh, and then use those things up. And then there comes of course, as I said, that it is not only for advanced programming, or it is not used for only the IT guys. These are there for normal day-to-day applications as well. So I do sometimes play games. One of my favorite is Counter-Strike, so you can say that these two games are already there. My machine, without any hang or without any performance degradation, this runs pretty fine. And you do have the MS Office alternative that is already installed over here. That is the LibreOffice, you can say, right? But of course, you can purchase an MS Office license, and you can install those inside Linux as well, and it will run native for all of your office works and everything. Then similar to Windows Photos, you have here also that you have many photos that I do have, that is, this is my photos library. And of course, then there is Rhythmbox as a default music player that also you can use for your podcasts or radios or your music collections or whatever you have. And this runs pretty fine. It can play almost all the file formats. The popular one, of course, being MP3, MPEGs, and all that, can play pretty well. And then there is the video player that is there. This is the videos which you can see. I'm currently playing something for learning purposes, for not was learning statistics. So that's also is kind of there. And then the some of the popular applications that is there, that is the maps. You can tie it with any kind of maps UI, maps API that you want to, like Google or Nokia, or anything that will work very smooth, right? So this is my notifications bar, this is my calendar bar, and this is some of the world clocks. You can of course add a world clock over here if you try to sync up with your relative or somebody. Say, let's yeah, so I maybe want to add a new clock for Montreal. So here you go. Right now it is 11:43 in Montreal. It's going to show up in your in your clock UI, right? Uh, so pretty much you can use it like this. This is the native this is the Wi-Fi connection. This is the Bluetooth, the battery indicator. So all of these are available over here. And some of the important applications like say Zoom, the Skype, the for programmers, the Visual Studio Code or Emacs or any kind of editor that you want to use, those are all available in Linux these days. Spider, for instance, if you want to use it for any Python programming or something like that, so that is also there. And along with that, you got a rich software repository that you can choose from, that what kind of software you're going to use. Majority of those are free, so for instance, I can say the Thunderbird is kind of a very good mail client that you can install for your machine. It's already there. It's already there. One of the main client is already there. So even if you're not satisfied with that, you can of course install Thunderbird, and you can link with your Gmail account, or you can link with your Office 365 account or something like that, and you can be sure that it will run smooth and fine with Linux. Then the fun part is this. Of course, everybody knows that the terminal in Mac is something that is very powerful. and you can do an n number of stuffs over here. If you are a bit familiar with the Linux terminal, guys, like I can you know certainly list out all the USB controller devices, whatever PCI cards I have, or maybe the architecture of my machine. And if you are not familiar with Linux terminal, you don't have to be scared about it. So majority of the things are already exposed via UI. So all you have to do is find the perfect UI icon for you. For instance, whatever the thing that I was trying to do is already available over here. As you can see that I have installed a 12 GB memory in my laptop. The available is almost 11. And the processor is this Ryzen, and with AMD Dragon graphics. The Genome version is this. The OS is a 64-bit one, and I have a certainly 1 TB of hard disk, right? This is something that is there, and you can tweak these shell, the GUI, the way you want. It supports versatile themes and icon sets and all those kind of stuff. I believe it will have icon sets for Windows as well. If you want to make sure that okay, my Linux will look like Windows, you can of course do that. I don't know how much good an idea that is, but yeah, of course you can do that if, according to your choice. So this is the calendar by default. It comes with all the events and everything synced up with your Gmail account if you are providing those, right? And yeah, with a little bit of tweak, of course you can add some of the important options inside your uh, say these things, delete permanently. This is not by default available, but with a little bit of tweak you can do that. For that, all you have to do is to install the tweak tool available in the software repository, where you can really uh, search and can tweak various OS related options, how this will appear, the fonts, and the positions of these and these things. Like if you use the native Fedora a fresh installation, you will see that generally the dash to dock that application launcher is there at the left side, but I have placed it in the bottom. So this is the application switcher. As you can see, all the animations and everything are running pretty smooth and fine, you know. So I can do it like this as well. All right, in the activities, if you hit it, you will get the all the windows. There are multiple workspaces, of course you can add. By default there are two provided. This is another workspace. I can switch between those and I can place more windows if my present workspace is a bit cluttered. So that also is possible, right? And what I should say more is that yeah, with my present configuration, with my present capability of the system, Fedora is running pretty smooth. This is the cheese. Of course, the it's not detecting my video cam. So let's see how I can make it available. Uh, okay, it's not available because I'm already using it for my Zoom. So maybe that's the reason. But of course, you can take photos and you can record videos inside this native, cheese application as well. So all of your day-to-day tasks is the file browser, the file manager, or whatever you want to say it. So I have made it to look almost like Apple with the icons and everything. But of course, this behaves as it should behave. So there is no surprise over here. And you can mount other locations, other Windows drives as well. That's native support is there for NTFS, the exFATs. All you have to do is right now, if any of the file system is not supported, it's going to give you a warning that I don't know what this file system you are talking about. Do you want to install it in your system? You just click on that UI and install it, and it's all ready for you, of course. And rest of the things, however it should behave, it behaves like that. No surprises over there. And yeah, so pretty much lightweight, pretty much fast, and a good operating system you can consider if you are getting bored with Windows. And people generally get scared that okay, Linux is something that is very for the geeky guys, and kind of it's not at all like that. It's pretty much user friendly these days. So as you can see that this is my system monitor, where I can see all the processes and which process is taking how much resources and all this kind of stuff. So similar to the task manager that we have for Windows, so that is also available in Linux as well. So everything is there. All you have to do is little bit getting familiar with how it should be done, and the UI is pretty user friendly, I should say, pretty much user friendly, because it's just like where you should want anything, it should be there. You can just search something that okay, say I want to know about something, say as my disk partitions, right? So this is a native one. This is something that I have installed. So let's go to the native one and then see. Yeah, it's good, but fine. It's giving me the list of all the partitions that I do have, and so you can of course create, you can restore, you can format anything you can want. You can do that. And if you minimize that, it's available over here. Quit it. Multiple windows are open. I don't know if I have any multiple windows. So I think I don't have. But yeah, these all windows will be listed over here, and you can select any of those according to your choice. And this is a feature that is there at the top. That's a smart height feature. Okay, that's very helpful and looks stylish, right? And yeah, so whatever an OS should do, like the popular one, Windows, that you have used all these years, Fedora is well capable to do all these kind of stuffs for you, and it's pretty much easy to use. No kind of you should know this, you should know that, not at all like that. So you can of course install that, uh, make a bootable drive, boot from that, and then rest of the things are pretty much straightforward. Just follow and click almost like next kind of things, and then it will get installed for you. And voila, you have a new OS in your system. Enjoy, and thanks a lot for watching this.